Hello Spooklets and welcome back to the channel, and if this is the first time you're seeing this face, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for spooky shit. Also, massive thank you to the subscribers on this channel that are channel members. You guys are legends. Anyway, I put a community post tab thing up and I wanted to do a Q&A. I have never done one on this channel, so it was a chance for you to all ask anything, any burning questions. Didn't have to be paranormal. If you had any burning questions about me, looks like no one wants to know anything about me. It's all paranormal related. I'm joking, it's fine. Anyway, so I've got the list of questions in front of me, and thank you so much. Oh, there is quite a list. What have I done? I've broke it. Oh, there we go. They're back. So yeah, I'm going to answer all these the best I can. Enjoy. And if you did miss the community post, feel free to comment questions in the comment section and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Okay, question 1. I'm just going to call you Angel. Angel. Yeah, we're just going to call you Angel. How do you decide where you want to do an investigation? That is interesting. Okay, so I normally like to go to a place with history. So I will find somewhere with a good history, make sure that we can obviously do it. Like if it's somewhere that's open 24 hours or, you know, things like that. Because I've said so many times, a place with history might have a haunting. Other than that, if we come across houses and things that are abandoned, we tend to look up obviously history on the house if we can find anything. But yeah, once we've decided on a place, we go check the place out. If it's an abandoned house, say, or abandoned hospital or something, whatever it is, we make sure it's accessible and that we can go, and that's how we do it, really. I don't really know how else is this. It's very long-winded. You find a place, find the history if possible, you scout it, and then you go. And it doesn't always work out either. Sometimes you can't. You look up all this. It's best to scout first and then look up the history, just in case. But yeah, that's how it's done, Angel. Okay, Tabitha, one place you have always wanted to visit. Oh, the castle. I've visited my castle. The castle in my city, Lincoln. Yeah, I would love to investigate in there. Most Haunted have been in there. Yeah, I know. Most Haunted, I know. But I would like to go investigate in there because it is a place of brutal history. So there probably is a haunting. And I'd like to try and find it myself. But Lincoln Castle, if you do happen to be watching this, please let me come investigate. So yeah, I'd love to investigate there. It is like a top of my list, sort of. I really want to go investigate there. Yes, I'm going to say Lincoln Castle. That is my final answer. Okay, Daniel, have you ever used GhostTube during an investigation? Yes, we used to use GhostTube quite a lot, actually. We moved over to Spirit Talker when Lisa and Ange were with me on the channel. Ange really liked Spirit Talker because you can use it in airplane mode and it still works, and it doesn't ask to record audio. So yeah, we do tend to use Spirit Talker now, but yeah, we've used GhostTube a lot in the past. Have you ever found anyone living in an abandoned place that caused you to leave the place? Funny you should say that, actually. I've already spoke to members today, but my days, yes I have a few times though, actually, not just what I told members today, but yeah, it's happened a couple of times, unfortunately. Not many times, but yeah, it's happened a couple of times and it's not been nice. It's not been a nice experience. But just a lesson to you, if you do ever want to go investigate in an abandoned building, please don't go alone. Please don't go alone, and make sure that you are able, you know, you have your phone on you. You can get to your phone, and also make sure you know where all the entrances and exits are in the building, and scout the building before you start your investigation. Yeah, just a couple of little tips. It's a dangerous game, it can be. So, Claire, hello. I was wondering why paranormal investigations always take place at night. I would be extra scared in the dark. Do you get better results at night? Thank you. If a place is haunted, it's haunted, right? Day or night. I do want to do, we have done in the past daytime investigations, me, Lisa and Ange have, and I've also, with Paranormal Findings, done a couple while it's still daylight, you know, during the summer months, and it just happens to get dark. I think it's easier to access an abandoned building at night because you're not seen. There is that. So that's one reason, and I think it's an ambience for you guys in the dark, because the thing is, you don't feel what we feel in these buildings, but if you can see how dark it is, I think you might feel it a bit more. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but also I can't go out in the day and investigate all the time, whereas in the evening I can, because Matt's at home with my boys, so it just is easier for me. But I would like to do some daytime investigations just to see the results in some of the places that I've been to, just to see if there's any difference, because things like the asylum that I go to now, if there's a lot of residual energy, say, which I do think there is residual energy in that place, if I go in the day, is it going to be more active because of the residual things happening? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't English today. But yeah, I do want to do more daytime. But yeah, I think the only reason why it's done at night really is because it's easier for me to get out at night, like I've explained, because Matt's at home with the boys. It's easier to get in places in the dark because you're not seen. It's apart from when I go out in my bright yellow coat, there's this thing. No, Susie. But yeah, I think that's all I can say really for that answer. Penny, what's the offside rule? I don't know, Penny. I don't like football. But that wasn't paranormal related. It wasn't about me though. Does anyone want to know anything about me? Okay, unicorn. I do believe this is Wendy. Do you investigators ever say small prayers to spirits before you leave to go home, so you tell spirits not to follow you home? I don't, but I have been out with people that do. It all depends on what you believe in, I suppose. I think that spirits are attached to a building for a reason. I don't think a full-blown spirit would follow you home. I do believe that you could probably bring a bit of energy back with you, but there's nothing, a bit of sage will sort that out. But that's only happened once to me, and I don't even know if it was a bit of energy brought back from a building. I just saged the house, and things seem to have lifted. I don't know if it was coincidence, but yeah. And actually, yeah, another question you've asked, do you sage yourself before coming in the house? No, I don't. Again, it all depends on what you believe in. I think, like I said, I don't think personally spirits will follow you home. They're attached to a building for a reason. So yeah, I also want to take this chance just to tell you that I've not been able to film. Where's Lizzie? She's up there on my she's up there somewhere on my cabinet. She's sat nicely. I am going to do a video on her. It's just been really hard this week because I've got my oldest at home. He's not great, so I've not been able to do it. All right, Debbie, when did you first get interested in the paranormal? When I was between the age of 6 and 8, when I saw that boy. Because obviously when I saw him, I thought, oh, that's a ghost. I saw a level 35 apparition. Level 35. And then you asked, what made you decide to become an investigator? Because of that experience. I've done investigating before I started YouTube, but I decided to do YouTube because everything is filmed and documented, and I put it on YouTube so that if anyone wants to join me on the journey, they can. But yeah, it was seeing the boy that made me want to become an investigator, because I wanted to prove to myself that what I saw was real. That's what I want to do. I want to prove to myself that, yep, Sue's... I mean, I know he was real, but I need confirmation. It's really hard to explain. And putting it on YouTube because I want to prove to everybody that what I believe in is real. Not just myself, but everybody. And I like that you come on this journey with me on my investigations. It's full of laughs, sometimes on edge, sometimes a bit scared, sometimes amazing, and I get to share all this with you, and I really enjoy it. And also Debbie asks, what is your worst / scariest and best experiences? Oh, and you've asked a non-paranormal question as well. We'll go to that in a second. So, worst, scariest, best experiences. Worst was a care home where me, Lisa and Ange got locked up on the 3rd floor. That was quite scary. I didn't think about it at the time, but when we left, it was Lisa or Ange said, what if they set fire while we were in there? I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't think of that. I'd have jumped out of that 3rd floor window. 100%. I'd have jumped. I didn't even think of that. That was my worst experience. Scariest, there is a couple of upcoming videos, and that's all I can say. But I've had some pretty recent scary experiences that have not been great, but I can't really elaborate more on that at the moment. Best experiences. The best experience I have had was when me, Lisa and Ange went to the apocalyptic streets, and we was in one of the houses, and there was someone walking around upstairs, and then they started running upstairs, and then a door slammed, and we were absolutely gobsmacked. You could not get up those stairs because it was boarded. The place is used for airsofting, and for insurance reasons, obviously most of the houses had the stairs blocked up because the floors were bad, and obviously yeah, they had to block them up so people didn't go up there. And what they've done is the front and back doors are open so the people just run through the houses, sort of thing. But yeah, nobody could have got up there. That is the best. I was very wowed. I can't say it is paranormal, but it really felt like it was a residual something going on. There was walking, running, a door slammed, we heard talking. It was like an argument was going on, and we were there at the right time to catch it. And it's something that I will never, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. It was absolutely the best experience, I think. Yeah, because it's every time someone says like, have you ever caught anything, that always pops in my head. That night always pops in my head. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say that is the best experience. And also Debbie asks, what's your go-to chocolate and cake? All of it. Go-to chocolate, it is between Galaxy and Dairy Milk. I'm swaying Galaxy because I do actually fancy some, not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm gonna say Galaxy. Cake, carrot cake. Oh, it's so nice. It's my favourite cake. Thank you for your questions, Debbie. So Mitcat, can a living person leave residual energy in a home that they have lived in for over 20 years and still do? I believe they can. I think haunted objects, like let's talk about Lizzie. If Lizzie's haunted, right, my doll, well, she's not my doll, but I've been asked to investigate it. Haunted objects, I do think, have residual energy on them more than an actual spirit attached to them. I don't know, none of us know, but it's just what I believe in at the moment. So until I see a full-blown spirit stood next to Lizzie, level 35 please. No, she's quiet. Yeah, but I do believe that residual energy can be in a home. If there's been a major argument, it's energy. I have got something in my eye and it's really annoying me. It's all to do with leaving energy. So if you're giving off a lot of energy, say with anger, things like trauma, and when bad things have happened in a place, I do believe it leaves residual energy. It just like sticks and clings to the walls. Does that make sense? Does it? I can't English today. But I do believe, Mitcat, that residual energy can be left in a property or on an item. I really do believe that. We just need to find it out, don't we? We need to get to the bottom of it. Okay, Colin, why are you mad? Because maybe I was born this way. I just am. This is me. Matt will tell you. Penny will probably tell you now because Penny's met me and been on an investigation with me. That video is coming up in a few weeks. I'm just mad. I don't take life too seriously, only when I need to. Yeah. Live life to the fullest, guys. I don't like to say it, but it's true. You only live once. YOLO. Colin, what does your sister think of you? We're complete opposites. I mean, we have a laugh and everything, but we are complete opposites. So yeah, she thinks I'm rather brave. She thinks I'm the best sister in the world. And also, Colin, you have asked, how did Ange get her flange? So obviously, When Lisa and Ange were with me in our videos, Ange was named Flangela. Now, I didn't give her that name, and neither did Lisa. I think Angie's daughter Shannon gave her that name, if I remember rightly, but I might be completely wrong. I can't remember. But yeah, it was given to her for some reason. Wendy, I know you've talked about it before, your first paranormal experience, but it would be cool again to talk about it for those who haven't heard it before and can't find the video on that. Okay, so instead of going through that entire story, Wendy, thank you so much for bringing this up though. I obviously have the full story of the boy. And I will link that video in the description for you guys if you haven't seen that, and you can have a listen about my first ever experience, and that still happens even today. I actually haven't heard from him for a while, to be fair. I'll get onto that though when I do the Lizzie video. I will talk about it soon. We will. Shelley, how lovely of you to interact and take the time to answer questions from your supporters. Always! You guys mean the world to me. A few questions have popped in my head. Lovely, Shelley. What is your favourite bit of kit? Ooh, EVP machine. Didn't even have to think about that one. EVP machine all the way. Because with an EVP machine... People laugh at me because I say that. EVP machine. Because of the dictaphone, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know. The digital recorder. You can, well, when editing, I know if that noise was made by, because what we tend to do before we put the EVP machine down, sorry, I put it down, then I go back to, and I'll make sure we're all stood still, and then I say ready, and everyone's like, yeah. And then I'll start asking, because then I know then that we've probably not made a sound. But obviously sometimes during things you go, or something, or I don't know, something. And sometimes you listen back on the EVP and you're like, oh my days, what is that? But then when I'm editing the video, I can probably debunk it or not. I don't know, but it's the best thing to have. Like, you can debunk it easy, or you can't. It's quite a simple thing. Like, if there's no noises, especially when I'm editing as well, if there's no noises, I'm listening hard, and I'm like, and then the EVP's played something back, I'm like, but that noise wasn't there, so I can watch it again. But yeah, EVP is definitely my favourite bit of kit. Do you use a camera or phone to film your videos? Do you have any good cameras to recommend if you use them? Okay, so I use both. Obviously when Lisa and Ange are on the team, Ange has a night vision camera, and this is my camera. So I have a Canon M50 Mark II, and I have a light, which I'm currently using because I'm filming off my phone at the minute, because my battery's charging for this thing, for being out last night. A light, and I have a Rode mic, but my mic isn't the best because it picks up interference off phones and other cameras, microphones. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But it is a good mic, I think, other than that. I do... like I said, Canon M50 Mark II, I do recommend it. It is a damn good camera. Really, really enjoy using it. But yeah, Lisa and Ange obviously left the team. Ange's got the night vision camera, so I do film off my phone and my camera because I do like the 2-camera angle thing. It makes me look like I'm really good at editing. Alright. Stop making noises, neighbours. I'm filming. Do you not know who I am? I'm the Fort Spooky. Do you have any favourite books or other resources to learn about the paranormal investigating? So, book-wise, I don't actually have a lot of books. The books that I do read are those that have haunting histories. I do read a lot and research on equipment and things. I don't know how to. This is a very good question. But most of my reads are about hauntings. And some of the things I research, I don't know how to explain it because I've not massively incorporated it on the channel yet, but I've researched things to do with conductors of electricity. I don't know how to explain it. I research things so that I can do my own experiments and things like that. And some things have been brought onto the channel, but you've maybe not have noticed because it's like off camera. I don't know how to explain it. I will do a video on that actually. That's a really, really good question. Also, Shelley has asked, do you have any tips for getting started with investigating the paranormal? Also, how are you doing? I'm very well, Shelley. Thank you, darling. How are you? So, right. So, any tips for getting started with investigating the paranormal? So, as I said before, safety measures. Always, please, safety measures. Don't go on your own. Marks is terrible for that. I know a few others as well that are. But yeah, don't go on your own. Don't do it, Marks. Just, you don't need a fancy camera. Just take your phone. You just need evidence. The whole point in the camera itself is to get that evidence. This is something that I've spoke about a lot, like behind the scenes. If you didn't film it, people would say, yeah, well, you've got no proof, right? So say I said I've got a level 35 apparition, but unfortunately I wasn't filming, but I've seen a level 35 apparition. So people will then say, yeah, but I need to see the proof to believe, which is rightly so. But then if I did catch it on camera, people would say it's some sort of, what do you call them things? Hologram? Is that right? Do you know what I mean? You can't win either way, but the whole point, you need to film. You need a camera, right? You need your camera, you need your senses, your eyes, ears, senses. Listen to how you're feeling. Things like that take time though with investigating, because I'm scared of the dark. So I've had to kind of realise, right, this feeling I've got is because it's dark in here. I now know my feelings, and I don't know how to explain it. I know my feelings in a building. I know if it's because I feel on edge because of the building itself, because it's dark, or I'm like, no, I feel like it's an energy that's making me feel this way. But listen to yourself, listen to your senses. You have to on an investigation, 100%. So obviously take your phone, film away, don't stop recording. I've made this mistake. Do not stop recording, just keep that thing rolling. Because if you slag anyone off, you can cut it out. Don't worry about it. You edit it out. But yeah, no, always keep rolling, seriously, because you just never know. Even if it's quiet, you never ever know, because it's very unpredictable. It is rare as well. Never stop rolling. Never stop rolling. And take an EVP. Take a digital recorder out with you and record and ask questions, or just leave one and stay in silence. Stay in silence. Just tell them what it is and that you're putting it down, and you're just gonna, be quiet so they can talk or whatever. But yeah, camera, safety measures, and an EVP. That would be a great start out. Okay, Wendy again. I like to use the Sono ×10 spirit box. I don't think I've heard of that one. I also belong to a channel called The Graveyard Shift that Dallin Spratt from Ghost Brothers runs. I think I've said his name right, I'm not sure. We all get together and hear a lot of stuff, and he taught us how to use the spirit box, and I tell you, that thing is pretty much accurate. If you're ever interested in using it, buy the whole app on your phone. You can use the free one, but it tends to cut off because they want you to buy the real version. But if you ever want to use a really cool app, I definitely would tell you to use that one. I could say it's 100% real if it's not an entertainment app. You get spirits on there. That sounds really cool. I'll have a look into that, Wendy. I will have a look. Okay, Shelley again. Which ghost would you most likely to meet / contact? Family members, but I'm not going to get into that because I'll end up being all soppy and probably cry. But yeah, there's family members I'd like to meet. Do you know what, actually, family members, you could actually help me out with a level 35. Can you do it now? Can you come appear to me next to me? No, okay. Who would you most like to haunt when the time comes, and how would you haunt them? I would be, and I'm guessing a lot of you would know this, I would be a very mischievous ghost, spirit, dead person. I would honestly be so mischievous. Who would I haunt? I don't know. Everybody. I'd haunt everybody. Everybody. What is your favourite ghost story or real... I don't know what that is. Tell you what, one of my favourites that I've heard, and it's in Lincoln. Lincoln's quite a city for hauntings. There's a hotel called the White Hart Hotel, and I have said this story before on the channel. This guy stayed in the hotel, and he was staying there for work, if I remember rightly, and he'd stayed up quite late in the lobby bit or restauranty bit, I don't know, and he was working away, and then he packed up, went up to his room, and he could hear running up and down the corridor. And he opened the door, he couldn't see anyone there, But he got back into bed and it happened again. So he went down to reception and he was like, look, somebody's running around. I can't be doing with this. I'm tired. I've got work and blah, 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 blah. And they was like, yep, that's fine. We'll get it sorted. So he went back to bed and then he heard the running again. So he was like really mad at this point, obviously. He got up, he went over to his door and the door handle started violently shaking. So he like whipped the door open, looked out, couldn't see anyone there, ran down to reception obviously to complain again. And the receptionist said, you know, I'm really, really sorry, we'll get this sorted. And he walked off, but apparently the receptionist didn't have the heart to tell him that nobody else was staying in the hotel that night. And there's only a door handle on the inside of his room, or the rooms in the hotel, so whatever it wasn't shaking the handle from the outside trying to get in, it was someone trying to get out. So, that just gives me goosebumps the whole time. It is one of my favourite stories. Okay, Wendy, family, husband, and how many children? And what does your family think of your ghost investigating? So my husband, Matt, he's been on the channel a few times. I have got 2 boys, Declan and Jamie. Declan is 15, 16 in July, and Jamie is 10 and 11 in October. They really do. They're interested. I mean, Matt's been out with me. He's very, very interested, and they really do enjoy listening to my stories. The boys have actually been to the asylum with me. Not to do a ghost hunt, they just wanted to have an explore. Jamie was going off on his own. I was like, oh my days. Like, it didn't faze him, he wasn't bothered. But yeah, the boys and Matt, they really, really enjoy listening to it. And my mum and dad do as well. They often ask me about it. My little sister, obviously, she's been out with me twice now. You've seen one video, another one's coming up. But yeah, they support what I do, and my mum and dad have both had their experiences, and so is my little sister, so they are into it anyway. My mum has actually been in 2 places with me that I've investigated in. She's just wanted to go have a look at it, so obviously it's not been filmed, but yeah, everybody supports what I do, and they all, you know, my family do have their own experiences. So Matt does have some experiences as well, but most of his experiences are since he's been with me, and it's because of the boy. Okay, do you have any pets? And are they sensing any paranormal activity at your house? Okay, so I've had Padfoot, my hamster, for quite a while. I wouldn't know how to know he's sensing anything paranormal. And I do have a guinea pig now, Neville. He's only been with me literally nearly 48 hours, so, but I haven't ever had any other pets. I did have a dog years ago. It was even before Declan was born, with my ex-partner, and he used to stare at one spot in the hallway and growl all the time, and it was only at night. It was really, really strange. There was nothing there, but yeah, whether that's paranormal or not, I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing that has happened. Like I said, I mean, my hamster might sense things, but I wouldn't know how to know he's sensing anything, because when he stands up and looks like a meerkat, he's looking at me or looking around, and hamsters are like half blind. So Neville, do you see any spirits? Hey, Sarah, favourite meal if you had to eat it every day for the rest of your life? Ooh. Meal, gravy dinner. Gravy dinner, a roast, oh my days. That is my favourite meal, and I would eat that every day for the rest of my life. The only problem with that, though, is you'd probably get fed up of it. I don't know if I would. As long as you change your meats up and you veg up a little bit, it'd be fine. So yeah, I'm going to go for gravy dinner. Hamsters or guinea pigs? Penny. Both, Penny. Hamsters and guinea pigs. Gainer, most scariest place you've investigated? Tabitha, you have also asked this same question, but you worded it worst paranormal place you have visited. So Gainer and Tabitha, I'm answering this for both of you. The worst place, the scariest place. The asylums had me on edge quite a lot in the past. Do you know, one of the scariest nights, can anyone remember the big hotel that I went to visit? And I visited it a couple of times. Well, I can remember going with Lisa and Ange. We were going to film in there, but we went in. They'd not seen it before, And I wasn't, this is what I mean by keep the cameras on. We went in, we'd only just gone in. Obviously no cameras were rolling or anything. And there was this massive crash, bang, just not far from us. And I have never felt so on edge in my life. We couldn't debunk what that was. Nobody was in there from what we could see. The bit that the crash happened in was in like the end of the building. There was a door to get out, but it's lathered in glass, and because we were near it, we'd have heard if it was a person. When we went to check it out, a table was on its side, but we can't say it was the table that fell because it might have already been on its side. We didn't see it. We'd literally just walked through the front door of the hotel, and that I would unfortunately, obviously it's not on camera, and I don't think I've really spoke about it or anything, but I think that is one of the scariest, one of the scariest, and I think one of the scariest places that I've visited. I don't know, there's been a couple. If we go to one of the scariest nights I've had, right, so this involves a place, but it's just one of the scariest nights that will always stick with me, was when I did the asylum on my own. Somebody was walking in that room with me, and we've actually had, I am going to say the asylum, actually, yeah, because I'm probably making no sense here. I've not read the questions, you see, so I've not had time to think about them. I wanted to do this in a raw way. But I think I'm going to say the asylum, because we've had things happen in that asylum that have really scared us. So yeah, I'm going to say the asylum. Okay, so Gaynor also asked, where would you like to investigate if you had the chance? Castle, fort, tunnels, caves, lighthouse. Castles, 100% castles. There is a lot of history in a lot of these places, but castles, yes. Lincoln Castle, my castle, well, it's not mine, but yeah, it is mine. I am the Fort Spooky. Yeah, castles definitely 100%. I think I've not investigated in a castle. I'd love to. 100% would love to. What is your favourite go-to equipment? EVP machine. Who would you love to investigate with? There's a few people I'd like to investigate. No, there isn't. I keep myself to myself so much. I don't speak to an awful lot of people, and it's not because there's horrible people out there. It's nothing to do with that. It's just me. I've been hurt so much in the past that to do with my other channel, that I'm very wary of people. Very, very wary of people, especially when it comes to other YouTubers. But I've not come across a bad YouTuber on this end. My other channel is Harry Potter based. Trust me, that community isn't as magical as you think. Most of the people are, but there are some that overshine the good people, trust me. But I was bullied on there quite bad by another YouTuber, and yeah, it kind of puts me off. And things have like been quite bad, and it's kind of put me off even more. And I've just Joe and Elliot, Ghost Theory. I'd love to go out with them. I am going out with Simon and Sylvia again very, very soon, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. But they're people I've already been out with. But yeah, if we're talking who would you love to investigate with, so someone that I haven't been out with before, Ghost Theory. I've become very, very close to Ghost Theory, as most people know now. And yeah, we just need to investigate now. It's weird because Joe said to me a little while ago, we literally know so much about each other, but we've not met. And it is just weird. It's so weird, but it's so true. But yeah, I'll answer that with Ghost Theory. So that is the end of the questions. Like I said, if you didn't see the community tab, please ask me in the comments and I will answer the best I can. But yeah, I've really, really enjoyed it. It was nice to do something a little bit different. This was a fun Q&A to do. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for everyone that's took part. And if you would like to take part, just drop them in the comments. Thank you for joining me though today, guys. You know I love your company, and I will speak to you all in my next video.